Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Moggy Dungeon. Now this episode is going to be a Q&A episode, so you'll just be watching runs that I've already done and me just talking over them. So I can also comment on them while I'm doing the Q&A. So as you can see, just quickly grabbing my stuff, putting in the key into the barrel, grabbing the compass, going for the door, preparing for the dungeon. And yeah, so let's actually jump into the questions as I put in the mods and start the dungeon. So the first one is, how long did it take to build the dungeon and all the weekend dungeons? Well, actually, I've gotten this question quite a few times, and honestly I'm not sure on the answer, because I had the dungeon design as the floor plan, let's say, as you could see in the last episode, so all the wool. I laid that out quite a while ago, and I didn't really have any motivation to actually build the entire dungeon, because who was I gonna play with? But then I met Sandy and Jula, who would have loved to try this game out, and I started building it, and I think it only took like a month to build the entire dungeon. However, I did do it in steps, so I think I finished the entire left side first, and then I let Sandy just play the game a bit on that side, just test run it a few times, and only after that did I make the deep sea dungeon, which I'm in right now, and lastly I did the castle part, and at the very last I actually did the modifiers and the castle garden. So those were actually quite a while from when I actually started building the dungeon, so it took quite a long time until I actually finished the dungeon itself. The weekend dungeons, however, I think most of them I could actually do in a weekend. Maybe that's why I call the weekend dungeons? No, they're not. But yeah, I think it took mostly 2 days to do one single dungeon, and eventually I was able to make some of them in just a day. The next question is, how often have you died in any of the dungeons? Well, here's the thing. While doing actual runs, using an actual key that I got from the daily stuff, never. But of course, I've had to try this dungeon and all the weekend dungeons multiple times, so I've definitely died a few times in those. Just because I had to test run them, of course. And sometimes they were possible, very easy, so I just add another Ravager or something like that, and then it became a lot harder and I did die, of course. But as long as it was possible, I would just be fine with having the dungeon. Otherwise, I would probably keep dying until I finally settled on a path and an amount of Ravagers. Next question is, what does Moggy mean? Well, I don't know if there's any slang word with Moggy, or maybe on Urban Dictionary there's something, I don't know. But to us, it means actually a variety of names. So, a few years ago at this point, me and some friends were thinking of doing podcasts or YouTube videos. Of course, none of that ever happened. We also wanted to make a game. Again, never happened. But it would be called Moggy because it would be from me, so Mitchell, Olivier, the O, the G for Gabor, and the GY for Jula. So that's what Moggy standing for. But the funny thing with this is that Gabor nor Olivier had ever played Minecraft with us. Do I want them to play Minecraft with us? Sure, yeah, they're always welcome. But unfortunately, only me and Jula so far are actually in this. Are you currently working on any other dungeons? Well, not really. I've actually finished the mountain dungeon, as you'll see in the next episode. And yeah, at the time of this recording, I still was working on it. I believe the mountain dungeon also took about a month to make. It really is a big, big mountain, I must say, which took a lot of time and a lot of thinking, and I did not always have the inspiration, so it definitely took a bit longer to actually design some rooms. But currently it's finished, and I have not built any other dungeons or started working on any other dungeons since then. And I think maybe in the future I will want to create a co-op dungeon, but for now I honestly have no idea what I would even do for that. So maybe suggestions in the comments, I don't know. But for now, not working on any dungeon. How did you meet Jula, Sandy, and the others? Well, I met Jula at university back in Hungary, where we both actually dropped out. I met Bori there too, but we didn't game with each other until Jula created an entire Discord, which was meant for Among Us, but then we started playing other games. And in that Discord I also met Sandy, and after that I met Akos through Sandy and Bori as they invited him onto the server. Is Mogi Dungeon related to Monkeycraft, or is there a difference? I guess they're all part of a Mogiverse, wink wink, but other than that, they are different servers. So, Mogi Dungeon is built in creative, so everything you see, I have to place myself in creative, just with all the resources available to me, fortunately, because otherwise it would take quite a long time. And it is meant to be its own separate game, so we don't really focus on the gathering resources or the survival aspects. Well, I guess we do try to survive and gather artifacts, so hey, I guess something does still sound like it's the same, but no, very different. And Moggycraft is a survival world in which we just played a standard game of Minecraft, trying to get to different dimensions, fighting bosses, and just making as many farms and builds as possible, I guess. But yeah, Mogi Dungeon we don't really build, so I guess you could say that that is a big difference. Why are skins visible in Mogi Dungeon but not on Moggycraft? Well, Sunday, Jula and I, we all have the official version of Minecraft. So when we play on Mogi Dungeon, I don't need to change anything around in the settings, so you can just see our skins. But some of us on Moggycraft, we do not have the game. For some that is because they never really play. But yeah, to allow those people to join, we had to change something in the settings. And with we, I mean I, because apparently I knew how to do that. I also had to figure it out, but apparently I knew. And so, because we turned it off, also the skins got turned off. So it's like an online offline mode situation. And yeah, that's why the skins don't load. But the thing is, when we kill each other or ourselves and we drop our skull, it doesn't show when you're holding the skull, but when you place it down, it actually does show the texture. So I guess that's a nice way of having our skins in the game in a way. Are you going to recreate Mogi Dungeon or Moggycraft in the game zone? Probably not. I think if I were to try it, it would not be as good as this actual game, and it would definitely have limitations. And everyone playing on Monkeycraft is also welcome to try out Mogi Dungeon, so they could all just join this server as well. It's not like I'm not allowing people on the server. So this question is actually related to Monkeycraft, and it is: did you intentionally die to that baby zombie in episode 27? And in case you guys are wondering which episode that was the New Year's special, where I died to a zombie, missed the fireworks, and had to go back in time. And actually, no, that was not intentional. That was just the server getting to me. Just my connection being horrible, and I was actually very bummed out at the first moment when that happened, but then I was like, well, I could just use this as well. So yeah, I turned it into an opportunity instead. Who edits your videos and makes the thumbnails? So that would be me, except for one episode. So Sunday actually made the thumbnail for episode 26, the Christmas episode of Monkeycraft. But other than that, it's just all me. I'm doing all the thumbnails, editing, recording, obviously, voiceovers. Well, who would have guessed? It would have been me. So yeah, it's mostly me. But if one of my friends wants to help with, for example, a thumbnail, you know, all good. If it's nice, I'll probably use it. What do you do outside of YouTube? Well, obviously I'm not a full-time YouTube content creator, but I am studying to become an English teacher. An international English teacher to be exact. So I'm also doing a lot of internships and teaching at different schools to get experience and learn from those experiences. And when it comes to free time, I also play a lot of other games, which I don't always record. So Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, for example, is something I've been playing quite a bit recently. If you guys want videos about that, just let me know. I also play Genshin Impact, but I do have a series for that. However, that series is a hardcore series, so in that one, if I die, it's over. But on my regular account, I don't really care about dying. I just play, relax, have a good time. And the last question is, can we talk about Bruno? No, we don't talk about Bruno. But I do want to thank you guys for that question and all the other questions that have been mentioned in this episode. So, if you liked it, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, ring the bell to get notified, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.